If I do something wrong and I know that I've done something wrong and I know my mom will eventually find out, or even if I don't think she will, I'm thinking about it and it's stressing me, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just go tell her, because I'd rather she heard it from me than she hears it from someone else.
This is also true.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's something that a lot of people don't think is as serious as it is, but your parents hearing it from you kind of reiterates that you do trust them.
Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do. We're having the conversation about our teen years. And our teen years are not lived ours individually. Our parents and our mothers are part of those teen years. Actually, your daughter is a teenager and so are you.
Yes.
You're going through the journey together. And what I appreciate about Kuki and Wairimo, Kuki's mom, is that we've been able to almost dissect the first part of the SkyGirls pledge. I promise to be true to myself and what I believe in. And it starts early, like carrying bread and bananas for break. To be who I am, not who someone else thinks I should be. To stay loyal to the things I'm all about. Like my music, my friends, my makeup, finding my own path. To stay away from the things I know I'm good without. You know, the backstabbing and bad company. Because knowing what's my thing and what's not my thing makes me who I am. But I was talking about the relationship and I said both genders. So, as we have this conversation, the world of young relationships, male-female relationships, is exploding, and I still don't understand, because today, sitting here as a 40-something-year-old woman, adult relationships are difficult. Why would we let our children date before they're like 20?
Yes.
When did you let Kuki date?
We told her she cannot date until she was 18.
Hello.
It was just that simple.
No dating.
No dating.
No sex.
No sex.
Yes.
Before you're 18.
Until you can take responsibility for
yourself.
whatever turn out from your actions.
Oh, really?
That's
how
actually
you
where
put
it was based, yeah.
Until you can
based.
take responsibility from the outcome of that relationship.
Yeah.
My basic concept for even her life is you cannot have privilege without responsibility.
Out of the question.
Yes. So if you want the privilege of being able to date, if you want the privilege of having sex, then you need to be able to take responsibility. If you're not 18, you can't take responsibility yet.
No, you can't.
Because even the government doesn't recognize you as a person. You're not yet of majority age. So for us, it was very, very clear. There was no vacillation.
But, and this is why you were core for me, is that Kuki was 16 just 5 years ago.
Yes.
Okay. In a world where we have glamorized the appearance of relationships, the appearance, because, you know, it's content for IG.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's content for IG.
Course.
I mean, even when I think about it, I'm like, relationships are so much work.
They are.
No, really, they are. I mean, you've got to actually input.
Yes, a lot.
Invest.
And you wake up every day and you choose this person again. And you know how long it took you and I to figure that one out?
Yes.
What do we say to 14, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old girls who think, oh, but everybody has a boyfriend. I've got to have one, otherwise I'm being left out.
I think it starts with the person as an individual, and that's how I was saying it doesn't start when you're 13.
No.
The fact that this girl, this child wants to, needs to have this thing or seems to want this thing, they need to be able to push back. But it starts from when they're much younger, where they know that they can trust their mom. Every time they have gone to their mom with something, their mom has always given them what they needed.
Okay.
So even by the time the mom is setting that standard for the girl knows that this is out of her own best interest. It's not something the mom is doing just because she can.
Yes.
And you can actually have a discussion about it with your mom and understand why your mom doesn't want you having sex or having a boyfriend before you're 18. Because you have to trust that she knows better, which she does. Yes.
And Kuki was saying, because this one has to come from you, because there's nothing better than when you imitate your own mother. Ati, she told you, Ati, if you're having a toy, you go and
live with your father.
First and foremost.
Yeah, first. Let's start there. Go and live with your father.
You go
and then
you.
So I think for her it was first, if you decide you want to have sex, know that from sex children can come about.
Yes.
And so even like when it came to those myths for, the first time you have sex you can't get pregnant,
Ouch.
I wasn't even cashing.
We have to do a show on that.
Yeah,
one.
I wasn't cashing in on that.
Okay.
I was not, because my mom was like, yeah, you can.
Who started that? I need them found.
Now that's the thing. It's probably the same people for, if you have sex on your period, you can't get pregnant.
Or if
it's
you have standing up.
Or at night. Yes, sis, there are many. Yes, if you have sex at night, the sperm are asleep. That's my point. It goes very deep.
Remember what we said?
Yes.
There are
Communication,
of
misinformation,
Yes.
and that's something that I know, because one of the things we have running in this entire relationship is that she's known as the community mom amongst my friends. You know why?
Yes, you told me.
Yeah, because she's that mom who, if I have a question, I will go and ask my mom. I'll be like, bro, what is this? And even if it's the weirdest thing, or even something that's random, I'll be like, Mom, if I wanted to get a tattoo, when I was like 15 when I started that. So yeah, exactly. So I used to give my mom small, heart attacks every now and then. I was just that child. But the thing that helped was, even with those small heart attacks, she knew where my mind was.
Okay.
If I'm asking you about tattoos, then that's Kyle, I'm already thinking about it. So when I hear about it, have a conversation with me, because the only way you're going to find out why I found out about tattoos is if you speak to me. If you speak to me. Yeah. So when it came to now things that my friends couldn't ask their parents, they'd come and pass it through me, and I'd be like, can I ask my mom? And they'd be like, mom's, she might go and tell mine. I was like, my mom isn't like that. I just need you to trust me. I'll ask her, I'll get you your answer. If anything happens, you can say that it was us.
Okay.
And so it has gotten her to a place where it's not just me who trusts her, it's me and my friends. And by my friends, it could even be women and girls who watched the first time when we did videos with you.
Yes, we talked about mental health.
And we have a bunch of people who reached out to us just based on that. I have friends who've been reaching out through me to my mom about their mental health, because their families don't take it seriously, or they don't do this, that, and the other. And so for my mom, I think the thing about it is, it's not just about having a place where girls can be themselves, it's also having a place where girls can be mentored by women who will guide them in a certain direction.
Okay.
Because of that misinformation thing.
Yes,
Yeah, because it happens a lot, and the younger
But
they
in the world
are,
of Google, you people still misinform one another?
but you see, that's the thing. You'll go on Google, and the first thing that pops up is what you're going to click on. It doesn't necessarily mean it's true.
Yes, of course.
And if you can't speak, but if you can't speak to somebody older than you about it, you'll never hear what was wrong with it.
All right.
So you've Googled it, Sawa. We're all 15 of us, we're sitting here, we've Googled it. Now we all know.
The wrong thing.
Exactly. That's the point. So it's about having older people who you can talk to. And that's something that I'm grateful for, because even after 18, it's something I've always felt, that my mom made sure that there was what do I call it? Like a cloud of women around me who I could go to. So even if there was something I could not go and tell my mom, I had her best friend. I had her best friend, and her best friend has my best interest at heart the way my mom does, because she's given me all these women who are backing me. Even if I'm like, okay, I don't think I can talk to her about this, I'll go and talk to them. And if they feel that it's deep enough to go and tell her, they will, and they'll have a conversation, but my mom won't approach me. Because she respects the fact that if that's how I'm feeling about it, fine. Because when I do find out that my mom was part of it, part of me now adds some more trust to that, because I'm like, the fact that she didn't come to me directly and be like, Kuki, I heard, she doesn't do that. She'll be like, okay, this is the path that I set for you, many different ones, leading to the same place. You don't have to use me. If you don't use me, you have Auntie Nani. If you don't use that person, you have your she made sure. And so that thing, it's that thing for having a group of girls who you feel safe with, so that you're all the same age, and you can all bring these small things that you feel like your mom will, look at you funny.
It's the biggest thing in the world.
Yeah, exactly. Will look at, and know that she'll look at you funny. So you need that group of girls. But you also now need that group of women who's standing behind that group of girls, telling them, yeah, that's misinformation. Because I know for me, like, even when I saw the thing for the letter to my 16-year-old self, when I was turning 18, I asked my mom to ask her female friends and people who she considered like sisters to write letters to their 18-year-old selves for me.
For you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that it's one of those things where I had already realized that, you know, your aunties and uncles will pop up during birthdays and things when you go and see them, or at family functions and all that, but they don't necessarily know you, but they still have your best interests at heart.
True.
I think that's one thing that my mom helped me understand, that because adults are also growing with you, they get shocked by things. So like when your aunts are being like, oh my God, you were just 13 the other day, I was actually going through that with my mom teaching me how to drive, and her best friend being like, I don't understand why you're behind the wheel. I was already 18, and she was like, no, I don't understand why. You know, this is something natural and normal, but she was like, no.
No.
Now, there's one thing that I want to correct, because I'm sure that that is probably already forming in some people's minds, that I treat Kuki like a friend.
No.
But
I know the two of you well enough to know.
Yes, yes. But the one thing I want to say is that I am her mother before I'm her friend.
First,
Hey.
yeah.
Yes, we are friends, but I am her mother before I'm her friend.
Yes.
And one of the things that I really want to reiterate is that up until today, I can still discipline her. Not physically,
Yes.
because we are past that. We were past
Yes.
that, I think, when she was 10. But even until today, there are privileges that she loses
Yes.
when she does something wrong.
Yes.
And that privilege, we started with things like no laptop, no phone. Now it's no car.
Yeah.
And we just go along with that. We are like, because you've done this and you knew that it was a wrong
Yes,
thing to
thing to
do,
do.
so you lose this privilege. And it's just that simple. So much as I'm her friend and she comes to me with everything and even her friends'
You're
stuff,
her mom.
I'm her mom first.
Yes.
Because that relationship was built way before she was a teenager.
Oh yeah, she started way earlier, and I've seen that she's actually grown into that thing where we were with, okay, so if you're 5 minutes late for curfew, 6 weeks of grounding. Let me tell you, by the time you've done like 3-4 sentences of those 6 weeks, you learn to get
to
home
be
at
on
the
time.
0-0 that she said you should be here. Not 0-5, not 0-2, not 10. It was get here at that time. And I think what it made me do is, well, the way she was saying, most people are like, oh, you guys are like homies. And most people, I call her sis a lot, that most people think I live with my sister. But what guys don't get is that it starts at a place where I really respect my mom.
Okay.
That's something that all my friends can tell you. They're like, it doesn't matter about some of the convos we've had with them, Nini. The one thing we can say is Kuki and her mom respect each other. And it's just that simple. And once you're starting from a basis of respecting each other, because you see, it doesn't work if I respect my mom only. If she doesn't respect me, that's when we'll start having conversations where in the middle of an actual discussion, she's like, no, because I'm your mom. There are very few things that my mom has ever pulled that card out for. And it's usually in a moment where, in all honesty, that is the best response to whatever it is I've brought up. But if we're having a conversation, she's not going to be like, no, because I'm your mom. She'll guide me through it. Why do I think like this? And no, it doesn't mean that every single time she says no, I will ask for an explanation. But that guiding me through even the smallest ones makes me trust her when she says, I don't need to explain it to you. And I'm like, okay.
Okay.
Because you have allowed me to question you before. I know that right now you're doing it because you feel this is best, not because you don't want me to know something. If I do something wrong and I know that I've done something wrong and I know my mom will eventually find out, or even if I don't think she will, I'm thinking about it and it's stressing me, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just go tell her, because I'd rather she heard it from me than she hears it from someone else.
This is also true.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's something that a lot of people don't think is as serious as it is, but your parents hearing it from you kind of reiterates that you do trust them.
And I want to hear it from you. I was telling you, I keep telling my daughter, before I'm told, I don't want to hear it from your teacher. I don't want to hear it from the housekeeper. Come to me.
Yes.
And the other thing I've also told her is, I ask once.
Oh, yeah.
I like that one.
Yes, so I've told her I ask
have
once.
been using it
we
for
don't,
years.
Yes, I mean, I don't want to have to ask you the thing that you know you owe me an answer to thrice.
Yeah.
At your first response, you tell me the truth. Yes. We don't have a problem once you tell me the truth.
Yeah.
And the thing about that is it also now makes your child understand what trust is. Because in that moment...
Oh, that's wonderful. I hadn't thought about
in that moment when your mom is telling you, talk to me.
Talk to me.
And they're looking at you, those ones of, I don't know what the truth is, but I will take you at your word.
Yes.
That holds a lot of weight that a lot of children don't necessarily feel it, because in that moment, if you lie to your mom, whether or not she knows the truth, if she ever finds out,
we're broken.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so the thing about it is, my mom taught me what trust was because of our relationship. If I don't trust you, how are you supposed to trust me? My mom will ask you once for the story, you give her the story, she'll take you at your word. But if she hears and then finds out that what she
There's
heard
another
is true and
version?
there was something else, now you have to answer to the fact that she doesn't trust you. And she doesn't even want to hear your side, because there's nothing you're going to tell her
What are
that
you
she
telling
doesn't
me?
know.
Yes.
Because if now it's about finding out information from other people, it means that she doesn't need you to give her that information.
When we come back, I want to talk about the sleepovers, because I am the no. Yes, and we
Let
are
them come to my house.
Yes, let them come to, like, you'll go to everybody's house. But I am that mother, and we are a colony.
Of you,
Sleepover
yeah.
tufanyagi.
Yes.
So there's that, and also, I guess in hindsight, speaking as a mom of a person who was 16 barely 5 years ago, what did you learn on that journey, and what do you know now that you also wish you knew then? Because you didn't absolutely get it right all the time, okay? Subscribe and come back, and this time we're talking to mom only. Kuki will be allowed to interject.